Hello, ladies. How are you?
Hello, teacher. Fine. And you?
So cold.
Me too.
Yes. Okay. Okay, it was a very long time. I think it is more or less 1 month ago we had the last meeting. It's time to meet again. Okay. I hope you take advantage of this time and get up to date with the activities. Okay. Well, let's begin. Let's begin with the history of the English civilization. Wait a minute. Oh, here we are. Okay. Okay, Nancy. Let's begin reviewing what happened in Britain up to now. Yes? Okay, here we have a short timeline considering the main dates which we have learning. In this case, remember that around the year 10,000 BC, we have the appearance of the first human groups in the British Isles. Okay, as it says here, it is the prehistoric man. And then we have the appearance of Vicars and Celts and Iberians. All of this before the arrival of Caesar. Do you remember Caesar?
Yes.
Okay, Caesar. Yes. Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
Caesar was the first Roman who tried to conquer Britain, but he was unsuccessful. He was around the year, he tried to do this around the year 54 and 55 and 54 before Christ, but we consider the Romans, we consider the Roman period from the year 43 AD, when the Romans actually conquered Britain. Yes, and then we have their withdrawal when they left Britain around the year 450. This is the moment when the Anglo-Saxons appear, and they started to conquer this soil. And another important date is also the year 597, when with the arrival of the first Christian missionaries, the Roman missionaries, who brought Christianity to these islands. Let's remember that the Anglo-Saxons were not Christians at the moment, they were pagans, and they, when they settled down in Britain, they still believed in the former gods, in the Germanic gods in the continent, Thor, and Odin, and all of them, which are now part of the Marvel Studios. Well, this happened, again, this happened around the year 450, as you can see in this map. In green, you have the territories held by the Celts, the Britons, and there you have different arrows, or arrows in different colors, which represents the barbarians which settle down and attack the Britons. Okay, at the moment when they arrived to the island, they started to build their kingdoms, and that's why we know this period as the Heptarchy. Remember that Heptarchy comes from Hept 7, and archy is part of the monarchy word. Okay, so that's the Heptarchy. And do you remember the names of the kingdoms? Yes or no? Okay, it seems you don't remember. Or, in any case, your tongue has frozen. Okay. Okay, here we have Northumbria. Northumbria was formerly two kingdoms. One was Bernicia and the other was Deira. These were former kingdoms which were unified under the name, later on, under the name of Northumbria. Another of the kingdoms was Mercia. The other of the most important kingdom was East Anglia. Here we have Essex, which means East Saxons. Here you also have Kent, well, Sussex. When we say Sussex, no. When we say Sussex, we mean the South Saxons. Oh, here we have Wessex. And as you can see here, this is more or less the space where they settle down. The important thing here to consider is that the boundaries, the limits of the different kingdoms were not fixed. That is to say, they were not in the same way as Argentina have the boundaries with Chile and Bolivia, for instance, and Brazil, which are very fixed. As one kingdom conquered the other, the boundaries were going back and down, moving from one place to another in that way. Although at this moment there were different kingdoms, they did not recognize as the same people. Yes? So this is, as it says here, around the year 600 AD. Around the year 2 centuries later, around the year 800, we get to know the existence of King Egbert. Egbert, this man from this picture, Egbert is at this moment was the king of Wessex, and he is considered to be the first king of England, because in the year 823, this man, Egbert, overcame the Mercians, which was the most important kingdom at the moment, and so Wessex is now the most important kingdom. And in the same way as he was in charge of Mercia, he also became overlord of East Anglia, Sussex, Kent, and Northumbria. In this way, we can say that he is the first king of England because he unified, or most of the territory was under his control. As you can see here, let me see. Let me see if I can. No, I cannot. I cannot draw. But as you can see, Wessex is in this part, and he defeated the Mercian in a battle. And as Mercia was already, we can say, the leading kingdom and influenced the other kingdoms, in this way Wessex became more or less the controller of all the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms. Do you understand my explanation?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, I hope so.
Yes, yes, teacher.
Okay.
I am taking notes.
Oh, very good, very good. Thank you. So in this way, we say that the Heptarchy, during the Heptarchy, the different kingdoms became more or less independent one from another. But as one kingdom conquered the other, the British territory, the Anglo-Saxon territories became unified until the moment when Egbert becomes is considered the first king of England. Okay, this is more or less the way things developed from the arrival of the Anglo-Saxons up to this moment when Egbert is king of Wessex and overlord of the rest of the monarchies. But you may say, well, from now on, the history of England remains more or less under the same kingdom, or in the hands of the same king. But no, there's still more people to come to England and conquer it. Yes, and in this way we are going to see the arrival of the Vikings. Yes, as you know, the Vikings came from Scandinavia. Yes, we now, according to the current territories, we can say that they came from Denmark and Norway. At the moment, they were just Vikings, but they were kinds of pirates. Although they were the same race as the Anglo-Saxons, they still did not settle down as those Anglo-Saxons. As it says here, the Vikings were still primitive warrior folk, and they liked their strength and ferocity very much. And they were recognized as bold and skillful seamen. And regarding his physical appearance, they had fair hair and a mighty stature. Yes, they were very tall and very well built, not like me. Anyway, they were still hidden savages, that is to say, they were still pagans. Remember that at this moment, the Anglo-Saxons were already converted to Christianity. But the Vikings still believed in Thor and Odin and all those gods. So that's why, and they were still going from place to place. As you can see here, the different colors around the map represents the moment when they conquer or settle down there. For instance, in the 8th century, this is their homeland, and in red you can see the places which they conquered during the 9th century. Half of England, half of current England, and also Norway, and here in Iceland. During the 10th century, you have in orange. Yes, in orange you have different settlements, especially those settlements here near the Rus. Rus is the name of one of the conquerors of the Vikings, and from there comes the word Russia, the name of the country. And in yellow and red you have the afterwards conquest of this group of people. As you can see, they even reach North America, and places as far as Italy here. They were very skillful seamen. Okay, let's continue. Let's concentrate on the 9th century. That is to say, between the years 800 and 900, which is the moment when they reached, as you can see here in red, the moment when they reached Britain. Remember that at this moment, we have here the presence of the Anglo-Saxons, but around the year, the first part of the 9th century, they began, the Vikings began to invade England. As it says here, at the beginning, they just go on plundering raids. That is to say, they just came to England, attacked different, especially monasteries, different places, especially monasteries, and take their booties. That is to say, take their treasures and jewelry there to their home. That is the beginning of the conquest. Later on, as it says here, when they attacked the monasteries, especially those near the coast of in the coast of England, they destroyed every sign of Christianity. And it says that they almost, that Northumbria almost disappeared because of these attacks by the Vikings. Later on, they became interested in the land and stopped attacking the monasteries, but settled down because they brought over their family and also their possessions, their properties. As you can see here, they came from Denmark, Norway, and Sweden, current Denmark, current Norway and Sweden, but they settled down in these places shown in the map in red. So in this way, where they settled down, they destroyed everything from the Anglo-Saxons. In the same way as the Anglo-Saxons did 4 centuries before with the Roman cities, the Vikings now do the same with the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms. Do you understand this? Okay.
Teacher,
Yes.
Yes, any question?
could you explain again this part, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
This part of the settlements?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay. As I said before, the the Vikings came from Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. At the beginning, they just came to England, attacked especially monasteries. They attacked monasteries, take the treasures from those monasteries, and went back to their homeland, Norway, Denmark, Sweden. But later on, they came to England and settled down permanently. Yes?
Okay.
And when I say that settled down permanently, it means that they destroyed the Anglo-Saxons cities and Anglo-Saxon kingdoms because they did not became part of the of the kingdoms of the Heptarchy. They established their own cities. Yes, as you can see here in the last point in this slide, it says that they settled in Yorkshire, Lincolnshire, and East Anglia. And as they settled down there, they destroyed. Something similar did the Anglo-Saxons. The Anglo-Saxons, when they arrived after the Roman withdrawal, do you remember that? We say that the Anglo-Saxons destroyed or attacked the Britons. Well, in the same way, the Anglo-Saxons attacked the Britons. Now the Vikings attacked the Anglo-Saxons and destroyed everything. Yes?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, very good. So we can also say, for instance, that the city of London was raided in the year, by the Vikings in the year 842. And they attacked the city and destroyed. And then around the year 850, all of the England territory northwards of the Thames was under his control. Let me see if I have a map here. Yes, in this map, you can see here, it says Thames 851. Yes, near London. So from that place to the north, we have all in hands of, let me see, wait a minute, sorry. Yes, here. So let me draw, here. All this part was already in the Vikings' hands at the year 850. All this was part of the Viking dominions. And here, I'm going to change the color, green. Yes, green. And all this part here was the only places where the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms survive. Yes, which kingdoms are these? Well, we have seen before. Wessex, South Saxons, and Kent. More or less, those were the only places with or under the Anglo-Saxons' power. All of the other former kingdoms, Essex, East Anglia, Mercia, and Northumbria, were almost destroyed by the Vikings' attacks. Do you understand this?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Okay. Well, as you can see in this map, in red, this is all the places where the Vikings established themselves, and the rest was left in the hands of the Anglo-Saxons. You can say that, sorry, you can see that if the Vikings continue attacking and conquering territories, the Anglo-Saxons will disappear. But, as it says here, it seems that the Anglo-Saxon civilization would disappear, but in Wessex, yes, in the lands of Egbert, in Wessex, we have one of the most powerful kingdoms, and Egbert's grandsons were king one after another, and although they perished, they died in the struggles against the Vikings. One of those grandsons, the youngest of them, became one of the most important kingdoms. One of the most important kings. That's right. One of the most important kings in the English history. Yes, perhaps you may think King Arthur. Have you heard about King Arthur?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
El Rey Arturo. King Arthur. Well, you may say, oh, yeah, King Arthur is one of Egbert's grandsons. No, it's not King Arthur. King Arthur, remember, is a mythical king, and he is supposed to have lived during the arrival of the Anglo-Saxons. That is to say, 4 centuries before this situation. Here, the most important king is Alfred, King Alfred. And he did not only stop the Vikings and defeated them, but he also took many decisions or many measures which helped that the Anglo-Saxon civilization did not disappear. Here we say that the Anglo-Saxon civilization is about to disappear, but thanks to the policies, the measures taken by Alfred, yes, the Anglo-Saxon civilization is saved. Yes, the activities in this lesson are about the way he managed his kingdom during the attacks of the different Vikings group, as well as after, once the Vikings became part of or became permanent settlers in England. Do you understand?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Teacher.
So the activities you will see later on in the campus, the activities are related to the management of King Alfred. Okay, any question?
No, it's okay.
It's okay. Okay. Well, this is the most important ideas, or this is the historical background for King Alfred. We have seen how different groups, starting from the prehistoric man to Romans, Anglo-Saxons, and also the arrival of the Christianity, how each group of these came to England and conquered it, even Christianity. There is also a conquering process there. So we, from now on, we have to add the Vikings as another group or another race, we can say, which arrives to England, to Britain, and contributes to the formation of this civilization. Okay, any question?
No question.
Okay, very good. Very good, very good. Well, this is all regarding history, English history. In the campus, you will see very short activities about this moment in the history of England. Now it's moment to move on to language history.